for Keno, just so you know. Can they hear me? Oh my God. Now you can hear me? Oh God. All right, hello and welcome back everybody. This is David here. I'm at Casino Quest. It's another Sunday afternoon. And let's get the vitriol out of the way. Yes, I've been a dice dealer for 30 plus years, and probably Grandpa Daddy goes with the territory. But we're just going to stick to Daddy David. I think that's more than fair, all right? Thank you, Susan, for that. And hello, guys, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We're going to do a bunch of dice. We got a few things in the news today. We're going to go over a little bit of that. You guys can hear me now, or do I have to repeat it yet again? No? We're good? They say to turn it up. What if I put this in my face? No, good?
That's just Alan.
That's just Alan. Dude, Alan, get your hearing aid out, buddy. Okay, make it work. All right. So we got a few things to get off, a few things to discuss. First, we're going to start with those. It looks like Oakland A's is coming. It's going to be more like the Las Vegas A's. What do you think, Las Vegas A's?
Doesn't have the same ring to it.
It really doesn't. But it turns out that the Tropicana may be imploded, although that's been way overdue for a long time, which kind of sucks. Oh my God, we're gonna have to give stuff away. I think we know what the hashtag is gonna be today. But yeah, so we're expecting a little bit of baseball action. We already have NBA action as well, apparently. And Siegel Suites, if you guys have ever been out here and stayed at some of the weeklies, they even bought some property, and they're looking to upgrade, I think, from the actual suites. But that's this whole north end of the strip is going to be very busy, very busy here in a little bit. All right, but today is mostly about dice and whoever these girls are. So there's that. This is the first time I'm sitting on this side of it. I can see all this spam now. So there you go, fantastic. All right, everybody can hear us. So what I'd like to do is we're going to set up. We have Crapsy here in the background. We're going to set up on Crapsy. I'm going to create a table. And we're going to go over strategy. So what I'd like is everybody who's got a suggestion, idea. We had a few people ask us like how we develop the strategies. I mean, there's not a lot to it. We bend over the table, throw some chips out there, and kind of work it out. I've been making the rounds to quite a few crap channels. I see them all, by the way. I'm trolling those channels all. Not as much as Toothpick Ted, by the way. You won't see me hawking quite as much. Oh my God, Toothpick, dude! You every single live show about dice, dude. Toothpick is there, quite amazingly. But I want to give a shout out to Mel, Craps Hawaii, Mel Hum Low, I think is the name of the channel. For those of you, even before we were a channel, I used to watch Mel. He's been around quite a bit. He is a kind of a different YouTuber. He's a very he has a lot of depth, I should say, when it comes to craps. He knows the bets really well. And if you're looking for another way of looking at the game, most of his strategies are fairly aggressive. He also gets in a little bit of the shooting and setting dice, but I would say by far he's one of my favorite channels out there. All right, what do we got? Yeah. All right, well, anyways, welcome, guys. I would love for you to submit your strategies. We're going to go over this on Crapsy, and I'm going to do my PP poll. That's the most recent one. It's the one I'm most excited to use, I think, the next time around. By the way, Dennis is right here. He has yet to buy in. What strategy are you going to use, buddy? What crap strategy are you going to use? You do?
Bought in.
Huh?
I have bought in on my birthday.
You have bought in?
Opinions?
Yeah, but what strategy are you going to use?
I'm so confused here. What
I thought we were going to go to the Santa Fe, dude. We're going to go to the Santa Fe.
well,
You're going to
if they ever let us go.
Can you hear him? Can they hear you?
A little bit.
You might be a little too far. Little bastard reporting in. All right, let's get this show on the road. So how do they see this?
They're looking at it right now.
They can see the crap table?
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, we're going to move over. So I'm going to go through this and we're going to play some Crapsy. I'm going to roll out some dice. And we're going to kind of upgrade the experience. We're going to make this as interactive. This is a bit new, but I figured maybe, just maybe, some of you would want to ask me some questions about the strategies themselves. So the first thing we're going to do is PP pull. And I got to name it a different table. So I put in the table name. So I have this Crapsy app. And now we're going to create the table. And you see they give you the option of making it a couple different tables. So traditional or crapless. Payout mode is in whole chip or decimals. Those of you used to playing on bubble craps, it allows you to go right to the decimal. And then a minimum buy or lay. So the buy bet are the bets like on the 4 and 10, where you pay a 5% commission for the benefit of having the bet itself. Let's see, minimum max. I'm going to do a starting bankroll of, let's say, $1,500. Minimum bet, we're going to do a $5 table because we hate $15 tables. Maximum bet $5,000, so that's ideal. So you know the gaming win this last month for Vegas, well, the last year for Vegas in 2021 was $54 billion, a record-setting year. I'm hoping that with the addition of the Fontainebleau and some of these other casinos that are coming to the Strip, we'll start seeing more $5 tables. We have seen more $10 tables, so it hasn't all been 15 and higher tables. You can get around and see some lower. Not many $5 tables on the Strip, at least right now. You kind of have to go to local casinos to get to $5 or even $3. That's a bit far away. The other part of it is the squeeze play. So a lot of these casinos have done very well because they're basically squeezing the customer. You have these higher minimums, $15, and then you have the lower maximum, which is another key. Not a lot of people play the maximum, but if you have nowhere to go, you have nothing to win, right? So when we teach you here, when you come to Casino Quest and we teach you about opportunity and creating opportunity on the game, if you can't press and you can't accelerate, once you find someone who shoots a hand, obviously it diminishes your chances to win. So when I hit the Grand, when I was at the Grand Casino and I won $48,000, by the way, it was a $5 table with a $5,000 maximum table. So that's kind of a table that you can seriously run. But a lot of casinos find that kind of action a bit dangerous. If you get people up to $5,000 place bets, especially if they catch a hand from $5, those big swing wins can be dangerous. You do have, there are opportunities. If you are a high limit player, you can ask for contract play. And I do know of some casinos that will let you go to $10,000, but they don't want you martingale up to $10,000. They want some type of action that starts, maybe in the 2,000 range, 16,000 across, maybe in the 5,000 range, in order to set up those tables. All right. So the maximum hops and hardways we'll do is 250. Oh my God. All right. Going over to bonus bets, I typically don't play the town bets, also known as the all tall, only because I'm not the best shooter. But if I'm have somebody like Ronnie on my game, that might be a bet I would do. And we're gonna just keep with 3, 4, 5 times odds. Within craps, you can set the odds based on wherever you're at. If you happen to have, hopefully, you have more than double odds. But you can set this for each of the numbers, which is actually pretty cool. And then the maximum odds that you could take behind. All right, let's see, payout options. So we're using on the payout matrix, it says 2 or 4, which is somewhat important. A 15 to 30 is a pretty typical game, which means it's 16, 31, 4, right? So it's one less. That's pretty common downtown. Amazingly, a lot of strip casinos now have 15, 30 or 16, 4, 31, 4, 1 games. Resorts World started that trend when they opened. A lot of strip properties were 14, 29, but that's since changed. And this is the only thing that you'll see on a win. A lot of people or a lot of casinos will charge you the VIG on the win on buy bets, but when it comes to lay bets, they pre-charge. So we'll just leave. We're gonna leave that. We'll have that set to pre-charge. And then as far as the table layout, double and triple is pretty standard. A lot of places on the strip obviously just double. Interestingly, a bar 2 is in Atlantic City. So it's bar on 2 in Atlantic City, East Coast, but out here it's bar on 12. And that means on the Don't Pass, you lose on 7-11. You went on 2-3, but it's a push on the 12. Put bets, for those of you interested, those are bets that are like come bets. We go directly to the number. So instead of going through the come, you would say, hey, put this on to such a number. And then you're only paid on the flat. So if you say $5 put to the 5, you'd only be paid on the flat bet. You'd have to add odds. So it's not like taking a place bet. By the way, put bets on their own don't make sense until you get to like 20 times odds. And mostly on the 5 and 9, you can take advantage of that. But realistically, if at a table allows you to buy the 5 and 9, the better opportunity is just to buy the bets and just avoid put bets altogether. you know, it's allowing buys on the 5 and 9 here where it says yes or no. You should be able to buy the 5 and 9 anywhere. Go ahead. What do I got?
No, you keep
More?
talking.
Oh, okay. More to delete. I'd love to run a Seagull CQ. They have a bagel place. That's Spiegel's? Who's the name of the bagel place? All right. You know the bagel place? They have a bagel place too.
I think she meant like Seagull Sweets.
What happened to all these girls, dude? I mean, that's opportunity right there. Okay, so allowing the buys. A lot of casinos, the only reason they don't allow in the buys is the dealers have ignorance when it comes to the actual buy. But it's the same thing. You pay a 5% commission, and then you're able to get true odds on the 5 and 9. So a $20 place bet, instead of paying just 28, would pay 30 minus a dollar vig, 29. So that's where it starts, where you start being able to take advantage of buys on the 5 and 9. All buys starting at $10 on the 4 and 10 is a way to go. Obviously, you want to buy it right away. I was surprised to find out that there are a few casinos in town that don't automatically buy the 4 and 10. You have to actually say something. If you're in a market where you have to ask, you should ask. So if you see your 4 and 10, if you've gotten up to a $50 4 and 10 and it's only paid $90, just know you're getting a little bit screwed. You want that bet to pay $98 to take advantage of that. All right, good. All right, what else we got? Now we got roll settings, and here's where it gets. Okay, so we're going to have the computer roll, and then we're going to go ahead and open this table. Oh, yeah. We're good? Everything good? Everything good? They can see all that?
Yes.
Fantastic. All right, so we're going to open this table. And I'm just going to work out some strategies onto this game, and you guys can ask away. We really didn't put too much thought in it. We were just hoping to get some engagement with you guys. We get asked a lot how we evolve the strategies, how we play these strategies, what kind of strategies. A lot of Dice with David reservations here. And I will tell you that it's often less about the strategy. It's more about the mentality. So what I usually start with when I talk to someone is it's about managing your money, managing your bankroll, creating opportunity, waiting for the rolls. Craps is a game of numbers, and it's a game of trying to create opportunity. Those of you who, you know, I know I have a lot of systems that involve a hedge, and a hedge is really more about timing, and it's like a little safety blanket for a lot of people that get real nervous and get afraid of the 7 as you evolve as a crap player. But ultimately, the times when we make money are when someone rolls a hand. And so if you're sitting around waiting for that hand to roll, most of my strategies involve taking advantage of that hand, which is another reason why I like Mel Craps Hawaii, because he's a very aggressive player. He leaves the money out on the table. He's willing to take the loss for the sake of catching a hand and creating as much opportunity as quickly as possible. And what I bring to the kind of understanding of playing dice, you know, as a game is I've been a dealer for a long time. I've only seen a few systems really play out well in terms of swing wins. So where someone buys in for, let's say, $500 and they walk out for $100,000. You know, there are a lot of grinding strategies. There's a lot of ways to take a little bit of money from the table. In fact, I recently watched a video of Pro Craps. And, you know, he has some fantastic videos on, you know, money management and sort of understanding the deeper objectives of the bets and those types of things. But you know, ultimately, yes, you buy in for $5,000, and if you're looking to just win $250, there are those opportunities. There's ways to sort of grind out the game, but they're dangerous. So I see a lot of people who come up and play the don't pass, for example. They'll come with a big bankroll, and they're looking to get out a little bit of money, which on its own, those are the few real professional players I've ever seen at a table. Either that or Martingale on the field, typically, which, by the way, doesn't always go so well. So Martingale will bite you in the ass eventually, as I think a lot of our degens know. I mean, it's not you know, one of these days there's going to be 8 nothings in a row, right? But what are you laughing at, buddy? He's laughing behind me. He's interacting. What do we got? By the way, just interrupt me. I'm not looking here. $25 limit crapless craps table. Oh God. It's a $25 minimum or $25 limit? Will it work on iPad? I'm pretty sure. As long as you have a browser that you can open, this will work. Crapsy is coming through to iPhones. So the iOS is on its way. They're working on that. They've submitted it to Apple, and they're waiting to hear back. So it's just a process that they're going through. But it's already been released on Android. And Chuck and his team, they have a fantastic iteration that's coming out here in the very near future. That's going to be updated soon. We've seen it, and it allows for you to watch other people's bet. It gives you more room on the layout to see where other people have bet, because when you're playing craps, the more context you can see in terms of other systems, other players, this kind of thing really upgrades the feel of the game. But it is coming to iOS. All right, what do we got? Okay, $25 minimum, yeah. 25. So some of those games in Colorado that used to have the $5 minimum, $5 maximum bets. I mean, it's just an awful game. I mean, I get that people want to be in play, but I would avoid those games like the Plague. But at least then, I mean, now it's changed. Now they can set the limit however high. LBD Gen, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. All right, back to our production. All right, so most of my strategies involve opportunity. It's the only way I've ever seen people win. So when you go up to a roulette table, and this is how I explain my opportunity as an experienced dealer, as a veteran dealer. So if you walk up to a roulette table, you have one number, right? You're betting really on, the way to maximize your win is to bet on one number and then to hit that number straight up. Everything else that you put on the layout is a hedge or mitigates that opportunity to win. So if you're winning 35 but you have 20 out there, then your win's only $15, right? On a craps table, you have a unique scenario where you can bet on someone's hand, someone successfully rolling number after number after number. And I understand the hesitation when a lot of people see 0.7 out, 0.7 out, or just point number 7. And so it's hard to make that investment in the hand over and over and over again when you tend to lose. So that's why we always talk about buying shooters around the table, investing enough or having enough that you bring with you, so that you can bet whatever system you're coming with at least 10 times around the table, right? And then having a system where you can get out fast enough so that you can buy yourself a new shooter. So you can get to the 11 shooter or the 12 shooter, the 13 shooter, and keep going around until eventually someone rolls a hand. And in my history of being a dealer, someone always rolls a hand, inevitably. The problem is that there aren't people either with the right strategy or the right bankroll, or they're hedging, or there's some takeaway. That's, when you have, let's say, 27 across, but then you have $25 going behind the number, or you're playing this don't come, and you're playing this, you're playing a hedge like we did with the one, right? That's the one?
The one, yeah.
What we did with the one. He keeps track of all the systems, by the way. We've done so many, and I get excited about them because I love the game, and I love introducing new ways of thinking about the game whenever possible. But it's all about timing, really. I mean, so if a 7 should come, the minute you have a DC bet there, you get whacked twice as hard, If it goes behind the number, then that number ultimately becomes your hedge in case of a 7. But if you roll that number again, obviously, there's a takeaway from what you can win in front. So ultimately, the systems that I've found that work successfully where there is no hedge, you're just sort of creating as much opportunity. You start as low as possible. So you make your investment, you minimize your investment when you start. And then you create enough opportunity as fast as possible. But ideally, you get out. And the only way to get out on a crap table is to power press. And so most of my systems, if not all of them, involve some level of power pressing, collecting, returning your investment to the rack, and then continuing on and trying to take advantage of as much of a hand as possible. And I've seen people take away tons of money. I mean, I've seen someone buy in for $300,000 on a dice game, walk with $1 million. But that's not that big. That's the same as me buying in for 30 and walking with 100. It's the same. It has the same impact. He'll get more girls after, but it's the same. Huh? Oh, wait, I got another one. $5, Ivan. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you guys. Oh, we have to tell them we have an event coming up. For those of you who haven't been to CasinoQuest.biz yet, we have an event coming up at the Westgate, and it's August 17th to the 21st. And we have an RSVP form on our CasinoQuest.biz website. And if I seem a little off today, it's because we have been quite literally going nonstop now for a couple weeks. We're getting prepared to possibly add more locations, and it's been a lot of work. It's been very hectic. The school has been on fire as well. Casino Quest is moving forward. I have so many casinos blowing up my phone. We can't service them all anymore, and you know, we don't produce enough dealers to meet demand. So the casino win is literally, you know, through the roof, because everybody is either playing the wrong bankroll, the wrong strategies. The casinos are squeezing, and there's a lot of short money being played in Vegas right now. So you have $15 tables with $200 bankrolls. So there's nowhere to go for the most part, unless you just stick to the field, do some iron cross grind. I'm not really sure. But anyways, all right. We got any questions? So first, before I get to the actual strategies, I'm going to break down the strategies. I want to break down why I play them this way. Super chat. Didn't I say thank you, Avon?
Yeah,
you weren't here. You were
read it.
distracted, buddy. Book David. Oh, from my vacation in October. Oh, I can't wait, sir. Thank you so much. We've had a lot of dice with David. I love seeing you guys and giving you context. And by the way, I scale. You know, I scale. So we have some people. We had a guy come just to learn how to deal. Wants to be more proficient at his home games. We had another person, and Dennis will absolutely admit to this, okay, who came just to play Keno. We sat and played Keno. We did. Come on.
Wait.
You let him know, dude. Let him know. Tell him right now. Yeah, see? And then we have some people that come and they just, you know, they want to play, but a lot of you come and you talk about, you know, learning the units, learning the systems, getting that mentality. That's really getting familiar with how the bets work and letting the bets sort of, you know, work themselves over instead of you being worked over, kind of thing. All right. I know if you haven't seen, and I know this is, it's not really a cash grab because there's no cash to be made, but Jet and Dennis have and me, we have a Vegas Tycoons channel on YouTube. And Jet just recently uploaded a video. We went and had some chicken, right?
Dave's Hot Chicken.
Dave's Hot Chicken. It was absolutely fantastic. And let me tell you, the editing was so great. Jet and Dennis did such a fantastic job with this video. I mean, it's hilarious. Believe it or not, I forget. I forgot that we even went there. To be honest with you. So, but we had you get to see all the joy. It was really funny. I think. I hope you guys enjoy it. But anyways, it's on the Vegas Tycoons YouTube channel. But there you go. All right, where else up? And yeah, we'll miss you guys. It looks like a lot of people have RSVP'd. We just set the automated email confirmation. We did it a bit late. I should have done it from start. But let me just say, as long as you submitted, you're essentially confirmed. We originally limited that to 200 people. It looks like we're going to go to 500 people. But just keep coming. The Westgate rooms, 57 and 70. 57 weekday, no resort fee. $73? I think $73 on the weekend, no resort fee at Westgate, which, by the way, used to be the Hilton. These are beautiful rooms. They've all been redone. We won't have anywhere near the problems we had last time. These are really good friends of ours. It's a fantastic property. We help them with dealers. It has a ton of amenities. Ask about room upgrades. So a few of you have been interested in the suites. They have some fantastic suites. Remember, this used to be the Hilton. And prior to 1990, this was the biggest hotel in the world. So Elvis, this is the place that Elvis built, you know, so they say. Now it's Barry Manilow. For those of you who, I'm guessing he knew Elvis, Barry Manilow. So there's that. Barry Manilow is much older than me, just to be clear, Susan, okay? Okay. All right, what else do we got? And we're going to have a big-ass pizza party. We are having some kind of Patreon event with some giveaways for our Patreons, but we haven't locked down exactly what that's going to look like. We're having a meeting on Wednesday with Westgate, and we're going to try and create some kind of reception for our Patreons, for our, you know, sort of our upscale gambling degens. So we'll have that. And we have a lot of new merch to give away when you guys are here. We'll have lanyards for everybody. We'll have some other souvenir. But we're planning on, besides the events we'll have here at Casino Quest, and one of them I think you guys will really enjoy. So if you have some wacky, tacky gambler outfit, we're going to be all about it. So Alex is going to basically host that, and you got to bring it because we're going to have a contest. So we're going to give away, we're going to have like 5, maybe more top wacky outfits, and then we're going to have like a grand prize winner. But we're going to do it for 2 days. We're going to have another day at Westgate. We're all going to come in our wacky, tacky outfits. And because, you know, this is where, I mean, we're the DJing community. We're all locked in. And I know you guys will have a lot of fun with that. What do I have? I got a purple thing. Oh, we got questions? Okay, good. All right, am I done with that? All right, he's got to remind me. I'll definitely play this, Alan. Alan, me and you will go to the casino, dude. We'll do a nice buffet, but you're paying, just so we're clear. How's it going, guys? Thank you so much. Oh, the new ride, yeah. No, we had to wait. They didn't have any cars. You couldn't even buy a car at the dealership. A car dealership here in Vegas had no cars to sell. We had to wait for the damn car, although it did come in early. And they gave us a range, anywhere from 2 weeks to 3 months. They don't even have any idea when the ships are coming in. What happened? You closed my... Oh, I've been idle on over. All right. So where do most locals play? I mean, really, I would say the most traffic local casinos here in town are probably station casinos because they're just everywhere. South Point is also really popular. If you're in more in the Summerlin area, you're going to play at like Suncoast and Rampart. But it really just depends. I mean, locals just play whatever close. They get in their bunny slippers and walk across the street if they can. You know, that's really the opportunity. Westgate is a bit old school. It's a fantastic property. They're really taking the casino part of it very seriously. So Westgate started out as a timeshare, and they're now pretty much everywhere. If you're at any kind of really tourist destination, there's probably a Westgate timeshare building. And so I was even evicted from some apartments right next to where one of Westgate's original Westgate property was. And this was many years ago, obviously. And then they since bought the Hilton, and everybody was worried that they were going to whack the casino. They were going to turn the big timeshare thing, which essentially sort of how it got off the ground, I guess. But now they've really evolved. The place it's beautiful. The rooms have all been renovated. They're slowly sort of upgrading that whole hotel for current use. They brought in a fantastic casino management, executive casino team. So that's one of the reasons why we were over there. We've been working with them. So I think you guys are really going to have a good time. They have a much bigger pit. They have some fantastic restaurants. It's a big ass property, lots of room to park. You can walk right in to the casino. So it should be a lot of fun. Holy smokes! Thank you, Christopher, very much. We appreciate you, dude. You cannot get a Mexican to have Mexican pizza. It makes no sense. Any other kind of pizza, he's in. But Mexican pizza, not so much.
Shame.
Oh, God. I can't even get him to once I got him to go through Taco Bell window when I was dropping him off. Oh, it was for D&D? Oh, yeah. And I thought it was the Dorito one.
It was D&D we did
the Dorito one. Yeah. I don't understand. What kind of person are you that doesn't like Dorito? Taco Bell, Dorito, tacos. It just seems so genius to me. Come on.
It's not tacos, dude. It's not tacos. It's not tacos.
Yeah. Yeah, the Hilton. Any thoughts about the tea? I got a lot of thoughts about. I don't want to get too petty right over here, though. But what was this one question I had? Yeah, we love the Hilton. So the Hilton was also the first place I had my very first gourmet dinner with my wife many, many years ago. They had this foofy French restaurant. Yeah, Taco Bell. They brought back the Mexican pizza. I actually got rid of it. Did you realize? Did you get the update?
I didn't need an update.
All right, we're gonna play this thing. In my neck of the woods, so I have a house in what might be considered
You keep talking. I just have to fix it.
less. There's less Latins in my area, the neck of the woods, and the Taco Bell line literally wraps around like endlessly. I can't even get in. It's right next to one of my dotties. I can't even get in sometimes. There are people literally blocking the road. His neck of the woods, they have one Taco Bell and no one ever waiting for tacos. No one's ever in line. There's never a problem having to wait. Did you have to create my table again? And Barry Manilow, dude. Barry Manilow. Susan. Barry Manilow is at Westgate. You can get tickets while you're out here. Is Susan coming? All right, I have my oof hat in the car, by the way. Can we get to this game? He's taking over the controls. All right, what do I do? You see, you need a dentist is like an option. Everybody needs a dentist, dude. It's like an upgradable option. You know how your car comes with things, and then yeah, I know. It's not. I mean, I don't think there's no Taco Bells in Mexico, is it?
No.
Nah, because they would kick him out, dude. They wouldn't let that happen. I got a Taco Bell shirt. Okay, yeah. As far as the D goes, that lady got promoted.
You mean Downtown?
Downtown, yeah. Oh, no, downtown. I love the D. I used to work there at the Fitz. Oh, I thought he meant, yeah, I don't know why he went right to downtown Grant. The D, I like the D, personally. I used to work there when it was the Fitz. I was a crap dealer there many years ago on Graveyard Fit when it was the Fitzgerald's. And $5 game. In fact, I think I had $1 game when we worked Graveyard. It was fantastic. We used to have this one lady that would come in every night, drop about $600, $700 in the toke box for us. She was fantastic. In fact, she was so great to our shift, we would occasionally save up the money and take her to eat at Hugo's Cellar right next door. So we would treat her to Hugo's Cellar at the Four Queens, which is still fantastic. So if you guys ever get a chance, they've been around a long time. I know Four Queens needs an upgrade, but that restaurant's actually pretty good. All right, some of these are held for review. We're back in November. Oh, there you are. Yeah, you guys can't come sooner. We understand. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's get to the games. Anybody have any actual questions about systems? Some of the systems I've rolled out. So recently,
We'll show them PP pull.
all right, let me show you PP pull. All right, so here's how it works basically. Let me get the mouse over here. I got a new board. I'm coming out. Now be careful with Crapsy. You can click this. Make sure your place bets are off on the come out roll. I'm on the come out roll, right? Yep. And what I'm gonna do is my investment in this case is just gonna be $22 inside.
You have them on.
No. Yeah, I know. Here. There we go. Boom. All right. So I got $22 inside. That's it. This is on a $5 table. I'm going to scale up in a minute. And I'm coming out. So my recommendation on the pass line is, and I know some of you have heard this, pass line sucks. It absolutely sucks. Outside of getting a 7-11 on the come out roll, once you get a number, you're getting even money for that number. If you have 5 with 10 odds on the 9, for example, you're only getting $20 total. You get $5 for the flat bet, $15 for the odds. You're only getting $20 total. If you had bet $15 on the 9, you would be getting $21 because you're getting odds on every single chip. And you have a bet that you can manage yourself completely. It's not a contract bet. You can take it down, take it off. You can go to the bathroom and get all your bets back. You can have a fight outside and take all your bets down or call them off. It's place bets are the way forward. Now, if you're someone who believes in your role and you believe that you can roll repeaters, then come bet software opportunity. But outside of that, and here's the thing, you know, one of the context to add to this, I've been a dealer for a very long time. I've seen money walking. I've seen dead money walking. I've seen dead people walking. I've seen money walking. You know, it's about sort of the experience that I've had at the casino. And there's a lot of really interesting, hardworking strategies. I can't even begin to tell you. And I'm sure there's some dealers out there, curse my name, for having taught some of these up, down, all around. Because, you know, dealers can be lazy, you know, especially as we get older. We don't want to be bent over so much. And some of these strategies require a lot of effort, especially if you're doing these regressions or you're pressing across a unit or you're going behind. You know, is a lot of work, right? And it really just comes down for me to the basic understanding of why craps is such a great game. It's such a great game because someone will shoot a hand. And if you are there to take advantage of that hand, that's how you can win a ton of money. And the only times in my entire career we used to have a guy that would bet $600 each, no 6 and 8 on the come out roll only, $50 vig, so it's $1,250. If he rolled it only on the come out, if a 7 rolled, he wins $1,000, right? $600 no 6, $600 no 8, $25 vig for each of them. All right. So if a 7 rolls, he wins $1,000. If any other number rolls, he takes it down. And if a 6 or 8 hits, he's out $625, right? And but he takes the other one down and then he resets. I would see him. By the way, this was at the Rio. He would buy in $10,000 increments. So he would come with 30 to 50,000. The most I ever saw him actually buy in on a table was 30,000, and his walking money was 10K, right? And that's the other signal, is to have something, not only to have the bankroll and the strategy to go with it and not go on tilt, but to know when you're going to leave and when to create more opportunity. You know, so my general rule of thumb is at 2x, I upgrade my strategy. So if I'm only going inside, I will add, the outside numbers, the 4s and 10s. When I get to 10x, 10x is usually my walking money. Everything after 10x, I reinvest. And if I get another 10x, I'm doing the same thing. I'm going through the same process. My 10x goes to the side. That's out. That's money I'm going to go walking with. And then I'll reinvest. I'll start over. I do the same thing with Keno, by the way, which, and I got whacked in Keno a lot, but that's kind of how I play it out. All right. So PP pull, it's very simple. And for some reason, it gives me the tingles on a whole new level. And I'm sure the math, I'm not a math guy. So if you're looking for me to be the math guy, and I'm not the depth guy, you got to go to Pro Craps, even some Mel. There's other channels that Weigh-ins is also really good at the math, and you'll have people who work out all the math all the time. And the way I see it is, it's literally just opportunity knocking. I'm just an old average dice dealer, maybe a little above average. I don't know, maybe a little above average. But and I just play what works, what I've seen works, what I know works for me, and here we go. All right, so PP pull, it's basically power, press, pull, and instead of you trying to break even with double tap, so we have a double tap where you're really just trying to get out of the roll, break even, and just stay and play until someone rolls a hand. But too often, you end up just breaking even or slowly grinding out on 0.7s. So instead of that, get out of the hand with a little bit of profit and grind out profits on even the short rolls. So not only can you stay in it longer, you also have the opportunity to walk even with a little money after having grinded out some time. And so far, we have yet to lose with this system. Now, we've only played it, I think, around 5 times, so that's not a big piece. But all right, so everybody's waiting. Should I answer this? I'm building up.
Just get a roll, dude. Get a roll.
All right, get a roll. All right, here we go. Get a roll. So here it is, $22 inside. I don't bet the pass line, although you need to bet a pass line if you're the shooter. You have to have a pass line or a don't pass in order to shoot the dice. So for the sake of my brain,
you don't have to bet a pass line on Crapsy.
Oh, on Crapsy, you don't need a pass line. Fantastic. All right, we're gonna pretend someone else is shooting the dice because I'm one of the worst shooters, anyways. Although Dennis might have. What do you think, Dennis? Dennis,
Just click the roll button.
He's a little bitter. He's a little bitter. But if you see him on Patreon, he's not one to prove. He proved this system several times, by the way. So there you go. And that's a low bar. That's a low bar. Okay, here we go. We're not gonna bet the pass line. I keep my bets off on the come out roll because if someone's gonna be hot and they're destined to roll, they're gonna roll 7s on the come out roll. I don't want my bets working. I just want to follow the shooter. I'm gonna get excited with the shooter. I want to jump up and down and congratulate the shooter when the shooter's winning. I don't want to be that guy all depressed that they're winning because I'm losing while they're winning kind of thing. Okay, here we go. Roll. Isn't that just a magical voice right there?
I don't think they can hear it.
They can't hear. No, we don't need them to hear it. They know. They know. Mr. B, how you doing, buddy? I'm putting Dennis to sleep. That's okay. We got a Keno machine for him later. That'll wake his ass up. I got 3 coupons. Upvote. Okay. We got to give something out. We got to get people motivated. Didn't we give out this white hat already? Did we give out the white hat? What are we giving out this time?
We can give another white hat. If we want.
Yeah, we'll give another white hat. All right, so here, ready? Watch, engagement goes up. Hey, we're going to give out another of these white hats, and if you haven't gotten your white hat to begin with, you need to contact us. You need to yell at Dennis, because sometimes it goes to spam, or it gets lost, or Dennis is just lazy. One of these things. Look at this, a lot of eye rolling. You see a lot of eye rolling going on around here.
Back to the game.
All right, so how many likes we got? How many likes do we need? Okay, back to the game. You ready? Okay. So here we go. We got $22 inside. All right. We came out on the 6. Now we're on. Place bets are on. We're just gonna roll. All right. Here we go. We're just gonna roll. Fantastic. All right. So 5 hits. We win 7. Oh, you know what I gotta do? I gotta get that guy to help me. Dealer help. You see this? You just hit a game settings and boom, show help. I want him to help me because he has the power presses by default. All right. So if the 5 or the 9 hits, you're going to get $7. What we want to do is throw in 3. We want to take this bet to $15. So now we're going to be in 22 plus 3, $25. You ready? All right. Let's roll it out. Oh, wow. So basically, Dennis just shot the dice. Once again, huh, buddy? Huh? We should just, you know what's funny? You know what'd be great? We should just order you a Mexican pizza, get Uber Eats to deliver it, and yeah, just have you sit here enjoying your Mexican pizza. All right, I know there's a way to bet inside. Oh, yeah, that's right. Here, we can just hit this. Bet inside with that $5 pressed, and bam, $22. Whacked it. All right, place bets are off on the come-out roll. All right, and now we're going to roll again because Dennis just 7'd out again. Holy smokes. All right, here we go. We're coming out. 5. There we go. Missing all these opportunities to get a hit. I know a lot of you are like, oh, my God, you should turn your bets on. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, so again, ready? Here it is. Let's get, because we're going to go to 10 and 15 in a second. All right. All right, so here, where's the guy helping me? Here he is. Same bet, press to 12. We want to press to 18. You see that? He showed it to me. He's there to help me. He's a helping hand. So we're power pressing it. So we're throwing in $5 to take that bet all the way to 18. So we're in 22 plus 5 is 27. All right. Oh, it's keeping track of us here, right here. It's showing. Plus, I got a big fat bankroll, dude. Nah, no one cares about the 3. I mean, Iron Cross. One of these days, we'll go over the Iron Cross logic. I mean, Iron Cross is a grinding system, unfortunately. So those of you that are, you know, I don't know who's ever won money unless you have some way to press it aggressively. Look at that 5. All right, so we missed that. But we're going to go, we're power pressing it. We're going all the way to 15. And now the place bets are automatically off on the come out roll. We're going to get busy. We're just going to get this going before everybody passes out. Is there, you tell me if there's any questions. Any questions? Wow, this thing is scrolling up here. I know. Helper guy kind of looks like Dennis. Yeah, that is Dennis. Oh, the helper guy on the screen? Oh, yeah, 100%. Dennis might be thinner than the guy on the screen might be. He might be in better shape. Dennis is just ripped. No chance. No, that's, we were going to invite you guys. We were going to try to figure this out. How can we do that?
Well, first play the system.
All right, we're going to play the system first. This is the newest system. PP pull, everybody. Hang tight. Hang tight. We're working on our first big PP. Pull. Okay.
Your first ever PP?
I mean, not the first pull, but the first. Anyways, let's move on, please, for the love of God. All right, we're back on. Hey,
LV Jen, thank you for the $5.
Here we go. Now, you see what's happening here? I win this 21. Now, check this out. I'm going to just say same bet with my helper because my helper's getting in my face now, but that's okay. I'm going to pull this money down. I'm not going to have it at risk. That's the idea. Instead of us just breaking even or trying to regress, I'm going to leave all my other bets that have been pressed in play. Here's where it gets interesting. If I hit one more of my power presses, I can then go across at double the units I started with. You follow? So now I'm at $5 or 1 unit per number. My idea is to get to 2 units a number. I need to hit this 8. But if I don't hit the 8 and I hit another number, I can at least make a small contribution and now go $32 across. Meanwhile, I put a little bit of a profit into my rail. Look at this. Bankroll's now at 15.10 even after that 0.7. Of course, you know, you never talk about the 7 when the dice are out there, when you got a live game, because that can go south. All right, well, that's fine. So, again, we're just going to press it to 18. We're going to throw in our $5. We're going to come out at another. But here I got 18, 36, $41. Place bets are off. There we go. We're coming out. You see what I mean? This is a little bit of genius. It's just so simple. It's effortless. All right. So now I have a choice. I can take a little win. I can go $32 across and then just power press my ass to some other unit. Or I can try and get the 6 and 8 to hit. See if one of those hits. Because if one of those hits again, I can come down on all my numbers and invest at $64 across and have twice as many units in play. And I know what a lot of people are thinking. Like, what happens if we get stuck on the 5? Well, if we get stuck on the 5, we jump off the roof and we call it a day. Game over. But considering that craps is a game of numbers and people are going to roll numbers, that's how people get hot. They just start rolling numbers. They're going to start rolling numbers. So not only am I out of the hand, I'm out with a small win, and now I can move on with my life. All right, ready? Let's do it. I'm surprised you didn't roll your eyes at the roof thing. Did you roll your eyes at the roof thing?
I was busy deleting.
He was busy. Oh, there's naked girls. A lot of naked girls coming to visit us. So there's always that. You know what I mean? All right. So we're going to leave it. All right, here we go. And we have this strategy on, see? And now everybody's laughing and they're going, hey, there comes a 5. You just screwed yourself. The roof waits. You know, if for some reason this person just rolls nonstop fives for the rest of our life, it's gonna suck, no doubt about it. Or fours and tens before we have a chance to hit. But we've got 14. We've got 5, 10, 14 ways covered. I mean, we're in pretty good position at this point. You know.
Really quickly.
Yes.
Super chat.
Oh, Mr. B, thank you so much. Oh, you're coming? Are you coming out just next month, or you mean August? All right, here we go. I'm getting a roll. Look at me. I can do 2 things at once over here. Oh, fantastic. 8 hard. Ah, thank you. Thank you so much. We've always been impressed. Oh, thank you so much. I see. The nice thing is, people say I dumb it down. I just make it good for me to understand. So if I can understand it, that's what makes it easy. I know, you know, they talk about this game math, you know, but the thing is, most of us don't want to be preoccupied with the math as much as we are about the opportunity. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. 5 fever. There we go. All right. So I got the 8. I'm gonna say same bet because now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take all this down. Okay. The great thing about Crapsy is actually I could have taken that all down. I could have just hit this button all down and taken it all down. So what I'm going to do is with that 5, I'm going to go bet across, all the way across. I'm going to do 2 units. Now I'm 64, but I'm still winning. If you see my bankroll is at 1538, so I'm still winning. I paid for my winnings, plus I'm ahead. I'm now 2 units at all the numbers instead of just, you know, I have 2 numbers at 3 units and 1 number at 1 unit, but now I've got 2 units across, and I'm on a $10 game. When I show you this at a $10 game and at a $15 game, I think you guys will really, really enjoy it. Now what I'm doing is I'm pressing to 25. Now I'm going to go power press collect. And if you're someone who knows the units and understands the units of press, then you can go higher. So that's the next. The only reason I do power press collect for a lot of people is because it gets hard to follow and figure out where your bets are on the table. So if you just power press, and you know that the last time you power press and then you collect the next time. Me, I like to press twice. I like to power press twice. I want to get into those high units. The faster I can get into the highest possible unit, the better I am at my, you know, the higher I am at my return. And then I get asked a lot, well, what about pressing more than 1 number, pressing 2 numbers? Well, remember, if you press 2 numbers, you're cutting in half. You're mitigating the opportunity to win. I want to get this bet to the table maximum, whatever that is, 500, 5,000, 10,000, whatever the case is. That's the only way for me to maximize my opportunity at the table. All right. Are you ready? Rolling it again. So again, we're going to power press. So 12 is 14 plus 4, and then we're going to take that bet all the way to 30. Okay, so if you have a $12 6 and 8 plus 14, that's 26. Plus 4. All right, let's see it. Wow, this is a good roll. This is a fantastic. But never mind. See, the dice have ears. Even digital dice have ears. All right, well, there we go. All right, so we showed you at that unit. That's a $5 unit. We ended up actually going down because we had a few 0.7s of short rolls before. Now I'm going to do it at $10. Or let's just go to $15 game. Let's start it at, well, let's do $10 game. Screw it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bet inside. I'm going to hit it twice with my $5 designated. I'm going to hit this. Now my place bets are off, and I'm coming out. And I'm going to show you this. I'm going to talk you through on the $10 game real quick so you guys can get familiar with these units. Always press your PP twice. No, that's so true. You know, when we were first coming up with the system name, it made sense to me because you start out when you're younger, you got the power PP, right? I always lose Dennis on these, but he doesn't understand because he can't relate, so he doesn't understand. Then as you get older, it's the split PP. You guys know what I'm talking about, split PP. Okay, let's not get silly. Come on now. And then it's the PP shuffle. That we hate to admit, but sometimes it requires a little extra adulation to get the power PP back in play. The PP shuffle. He doesn't, you know, young people, they just too easy, too much hair, too young, too thin, too everything, okay? All right, anyways, did I roll? Did we have a roll? No. Is he, what did you do here? What's going on? Why is all this hair going? Full moon. Oh, God. All right, here we go. We're going to roll. All right, so around the point of 5 went. A lot of 5, stuck on 5. All right, so here we go. We're going to roll again. 6. Beautiful. So like before, 6 and 8, 12. we're going to go to 30, all right? And thankfully, we have a guy here to show us. But basically, 12, 14, 26 plus 4 is 30. Why do we bet the inside to start? We bet the inside to start because we want to minimize the investment. If we're really going to get a roll and we're going to catch a roll and be there for a shooter, we'll have plenty of opportunities to build out the numbers and create that, will hopefully create opportunity for us. Look at that. So I hit the 6. Now here's where the PP shuffle comes into play. I'm going to same bet it because I'm going to take down the 6. Okay, I'm going to take this bet down. I'm putting this in my bank. I'm giving myself a small profit. And now I'm going to shuffle. I'm going to shuffle over from the 5, all right, because we don't want to not have a 6 and 8 in play. And then I'm going to make it the correct unit. So now we got 12 on each, $10 on the 9, and here we go. Oh, crap. Well, so there you go. I got out with a win, lickety split, thankfully, because that obviously didn't go well. All right. So there's a $10 thing. Let's try it at 15. I'm going to hit that 5, and we're going to bet inside, bet inside, bet inside. So now we're at $15 units. Okay, so we're at $66 inside. Before we were at $44 inside, and earlier at $22 inside. All right, and again, $66 inside. I might come with just a $500 bankroll with the PP pull. You don't need quite as much. You'll still get the 10 shooters as long as you keep pulling that number and then shuffling into the 6 and 8, ideally. So I don't think you don't need the investment times 10 necessarily. Same thing goes if you're able to get to a $5 table with 22. I think with just $200 or even $150, you can stay and play long enough to catch a hand. And I've never worked a shift where someone didn't roll some dice, and you know it's always inevitably that people either don't have the money, don't have the strategy play, or just lack the mentality. What's amazing to me is the number of people that show up to a game with significant money to spend, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, and they'll bet. So you know I've had a guy who used to be buying for $20,000. I've seen him buying for as much as $50,000, and he loved $800 across. And you would think on the surface, $800 across, $20,000 bankroll, that's some real staying money. You know, you can stay, hang out, and hopefully wait for that shooter roll. The problem is that if you're never willing to create opportunities, so if you're there, even with 800 across, by the way, is $125 on the outside numbers, $150 on the 6 and 8, and you're betting all the numbers. You're not betting the pass line, not taking odds. You just have place bets on the numbers. So as you all know, those of you who have played dice, if you keep collecting the same bet and you're never pressing, you're just really grinding out small returns, and those 7s will ultimately catch up with you and kill any bankroll you might have. But meanwhile, casino loves you, dude. They'll write you all the buffet comps you want, all the seafood comps you want. They'll invite you back, give you a free room. They absolutely love your play because you're going to leave most of the time with very little money. Even on the times when you catch a roll, if you're same betting those rolls and you're not willing to press your bet, again, the 7's just going to come up. And for most people that play dice, it's quite stunning that you never, even the times that you talk about where you caught a hand and you're in 200 and you won 300, like, that's great. Very exciting for you, and that's what keeps you coming back. But that's nowhere near the money that you should have walked with if you had just pressed and power pressed and gotten there as quickly as possible. That's the real difference, is getting into that other units, even double pressing. So we have this thing here at Casino Quest, so we show you the difference between a same better if you roll 7 6s in a hand. Okay, and you guys can do this at home. If those of you have your own crap tables, you can work this out yourself. But if you see 7 6s, not in a row, but just in one hand, if you've ever been at a table where someone's rolled 7 of any number, and I use the 6 or the 8 because they pay the least, okay, with the 6, 7 to 6, right? 7 6s, if you same bet it, you will make $55 total, okay, returning your original $6 place bet. If you press it, power press it the whole way, you'll make $2,008. So $55 or $2,008. And then the feedback I always get, well, that's just too aggressive. I don't see myself having $450 on the 6 or whatever the case is. Well, if you're power pressing and collecting, you're already collecting a benefit. You've already have in your rack the money. Why not let it go? Like, why? What's the mentality? And that brings me back to people that are in $10,000. $10,000, guy's in $800 across, and he's same betting. He's out $9,000. He's same betting $125 5 for $175. That's not a win. That's where that mentality is so odd when it comes to gamblers. It's like this. It's this. What do they call it? Gamblers' fallacies. It's all these things that gets put in your head when we sit down at a slot machine. And we bet 5, but we get back 3. It's a win somehow. It's a win. The machine convinces us to come in more money. Have you ever played Megabucks or any of these $3 slot machines? And we get down to that last dollar, but we already know the lesson. We got to load it up. We got to put the other $2 in, and now we're in another $20 to make it $21, so we can get 7 spins. And then, strangely enough, it gets us down to $2, and now we got to put in another. You know what I mean? It goes on and on. Even in Keno, a Keno win is getting your money back. You know, I mean, that's how people see it. You know, on a dice game, getting your return of your $22, or like you'll hear, the other mentality is, you know, come with a lot, leave with a little. But having a lot to risk seems like the reverse. You know, seems like where I don't want to be. I want to just come with a little. I recognize that I'm going to lose more than once. Okay, which when I was younger, I lost a lot. I was a completely degenerate. I would get $50 in tokes and borrow $1,000 to play craps, and you know, I was very irresponsible. But ultimately, playing aggressively, I cashed out $48,000 at one casino. I split $24,000 with my friend because it was the one time I caught the one time I caught a hand. I was able to capitalize that hand. I capitalized on that hand. And I did so because I was emotionally detached from the investment. It wasn't my money, and I wasn't leaving unless I was able to max out this buy or this gambling. You follow? So, that was the big aha moment for me. So instead of trying to chase these little wins and stack them up, because you know, if you come in 5,000 to win 250 or 5,000 to win 500, one of those days that 5,000 is going to get whacked. And you're going to have to come back and win a lot more 250s to make up for it. I've seen it. I mean, I've literally lived this life. I can't even tell you how many people have whacked themselves on a dice game stunningly. Dice is an emotional attachment for some people. Those of you out there watching this right now, those of you at the casino, the minute you learn dice, it's a whole nother level of gameplay. The camaraderie, the cheering, the hot game, you know, the engagement with the dealers. I mean, it's on a whole nother level of gambling. You just don't get that experience at any other game in the casino. It's just, it is what it is, you know? And so I've seen people fall in love with this game on a level that is quite stunning. I had a guy when I dealt the Gold Coast, I was there for about a year and a half. And this guy was he was a grinder. He just wanted to be in action. He wanted to play. He started out though as like a $5,000 grinder. They would open the game for him. He would the $5 table. That was a big game at the Gold Coast. And there was this guy named T-shirt Joe that would come, and these two guys would play together. And he would start out his weekends at Caesars, because Caesars would give him some big amenities, obviously some higher table limits, and he was able to really whack, you know, $30,000 bankroll. And he would always lose. He just loved to be in action. He would play to lose, and that was a thing. But he was a broker in LA. He was worth, you know, millions of dollars. He was a very wealthy man. And you know, you could tell just by the suits that he wore. He wore these really nice clothes, Armani's and all this stuff, really nice suits. And he would come over after he was done with Caesars. He would come over because he knew the Gone family. So Michael would put him up in the Gold Coast. And when the Gold Coast was a newer property, I started working there only a couple years after it opened, so 91-ish. I got to thank somebody. Thank you so much, LV. Thank you so much. All right, looking forward to that. So he would book, so he would end up in the Gold Coast. I don't even know if they have suites or not. I'm assuming they have some decent rooms, but a little different time in Vegas. But we did have a celebrity draw. Chips Patrol, would stop by. Both of those actors would be there, and then we had one guy. We had some nominal actors, and Chuck Norris actually came into the casino one time. But anyway, so he would play, and I'm getting to the gist of it, I promise. So he would come in, he'd play this $5 game. There's another guy named T-shirt Joe would play next to him. They're pretty famous. T-shirt Joe especially, really nice guy. They'd open this $5 game, and the table limit was I think 3,000, something like this, and They would both play they would get whacked. None of these guys played to win. They just played to play. They love the game. They've, you know, very often they just had more money. I mean, that's what you run into at these next levels. Like the rest of us are looking to win. We're looking for strategies that translate, that can win us some money, that can create opportunity. We're coming in 500, and that 500 means something. As much as we come with a budget, we still want to walk away with the win, right? We still want to maximize whatever the opportunity is, whether it's a roulette system, Baccarat system, whatever the case is, right? But when you get to these higher limit folks, I mean, what can they win? You know, if they win $1 million, it means nothing. When Kerry Packer used to come to Vegas, he never came. Even if he'd win $30 million, it literally meant nothing. My understanding was he made like $1 million an hour, which is now nothing compared to like the Elon Musk of the world or the Bill Gates and so forth. But if you make $1 million an hour and you win 30 million, like it's all relative. So these guys came to just play. So this guy, the real estate broker, coming to Vegas almost every weekend. He'd stay at Caesars. He would then roll over at the end of the week. The Gold Coast would put him up. So one day he's on the table. He's playing out his money. He's wearing his Armani suits. He's playing about the same money, but I noticed a little bit of a difference. So he's starting out at a much lower amount. He's got checks in the rack. And then all of a sudden there's like this whispering that goes through the pit. I go on break and I find out that this like Caesar's Palace, I don't know how this translated exactly, but my understanding was that Caesar's Palace had reached out to someone in the pit to see if he was playing there because this man owed money had money out on a marker that he owed to Caesar's Palace. Had literally stayed there for like 10 days. They had comped in this room and they had expected him to play, but he took out his marker and he brought it over to the Gold Coast apparently, or something like this. And come to find out, this man was literally at the end of his resources. He was days away from being absolutely, completely broke. It gets better. The story goes on a little bit. So he loses money. And let me just say, this person was always really ridiculously nice. He wasn't the biggest toker. He would toke meaning tip. He would tip money. But not in a big way. He wasn't all that generous when it came to that because he tried to keep as much of his money in play as possible. And so he gets to the end of this day. He leaves the game. And I could see for the first time, this man looked a little bit dejected. About 2 weeks later, he comes back to the table. He's still wearing the nicest clothes, but he's a cab driver. He's literally a flippin' cab driver. He walks up to the table. He's wearing a suit, the nicest suits you could ever imagine, but he's only got $50 to buy in versus the thousands. And he's not with T-Shirt Joe. He's not with any of these high-end players. He's not even requesting a $5 game, which, by the way, that we had at the Gold Coast, it was a bird game, 2 bird games, $1 or $2 games, and 1 $5 game. That was the high limit game back then. This is 91. He was done. He had cashed out. He had lost everything over the last couple of years. He had literally played everything out on the table, never once bothering to create any opportunity. Of all the money he ever spent, I never saw him walk with any money, and that was never his goal. Well, you think that this story ends a little sadly, if not for he lost all his money. So my understanding was he was a broker. He was a real estate broker from LA. He lost his brokerage license. He ended up getting a divorce. And the only thing that he managed to keep were the nice clothes that he had, but he remained a taxi cab driver. So after about 3 or 4 months of him, he kept returning to the casino after his shift. I was working swing shifts at the time, and he would typically stay to about an hour close to where the end of my shift is. And one time I'm on the game. He's the only customer I have. I'm on third base. He's down the center. And he's playing, this is actually a dollar game. He's actually on a dollar game, and he's going like $8 across because you could do dollars and birds on that game. $8 across, $1.25 on the outside number, $1.50 on the 68. And I just ask him, I don't want to say, listen, how did you whack yourself so hard? You know what I mean? How's the wife and kids? I didn't want to go into it, but I was so curious as to sort of how this guy was always in a good mood. He was always seemed happy. He would roll the checks around. He never was jittery, because I've seen people come in and just whack their life savings and they get all nervous, and you see them right as they're towards the end. They thought they were going to come to Vegas and double up, and instead they're just, they're looking for the roof kind of thing. But I didn't know what to say. So I basically asked him, so how happy are you now? And that's the only, because it looked like he was so happy. And his response was, he was so happy. that all he wanted to do was find a dice game. He did as little driving for this cab company as possible so that he can make a little bit of money and come and just play dice. That's all he wanted to do, was just play dice. He never cared about winning. He just wanted to be in action. He wanted to have that experience. I've seen many, 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 many of these people. But for the rest of us, that's not really a thing, right? Because I would be really depressed to have lost my wife and $1 million brokerage business. I'm just saying. All right. What did I miss? Did I miss a few things? Rhyme time. Thank you so much. I love it. All right. Well, that's, yeah. Being emotionally detached from your money is absolutely a thing. Now, when it comes to the Martingales of the world or the hedges of the world, the number of times I've seen hedges work over time, yes, if you get on what's called a choppy table and it's 0.7, ideally, well, you're going to do well with a hedge. You're going to have a hedge. You're either going to break even or you use the hedge, build up the hedge, play the don'ts. But I've never seen those players work out. You guys know, if you're playing the don'ts for any length of time, if someone starts rolling a hand, you're the only one depressed at the table. You know, you're the guy that's just taking it and taking it and taking it. All right, ready? I'm gonna have one more story about Martingale. All right, so we used to have a guy from can I say a high tier casino, a big boss, come in to a low-tier casino where he didn't thought he'd be recognized, but I knew who he was because, you know, I've been around a little while and I kind of see who does what. And he would bet every day. He would come in one big fat place bet on the 6 or the 8, $150 or $300 or $450, something like this. And he was a big boss, let me tell you. He was a shift boss, and then later he became even a bigger boss, and then somehow he ended up out of the business, which I'm guessing had to do with a little gambling habit, because I know that he didn't just whack himself at the casino I was at. He whacked himself all over town. So his big genius idea was the 6 and 8 gotta hit. Let me Martingale the 6 and 8, find $5,000 table limit, start at 150, and if I can parlay enough and win my way out. But he had a little different. I'm not sure which of you math geniuses know this one, but he would start at 150 and then go straight to 450. And so instead of doubling up to like 300 and trying to collect the win, his idea was to get ahead of it so that he was creating new bankroll so he can increase his opportunity. But again, if you're on a $5,000 table, you're gonna get whacked. I mean, it's just not, you know, the one time that all you need is one time to whack you. Then how do you recover? And then you know, how do you not get beaten when you get home? You know what I mean? And how do your kids eat at that point, right? So anyway, so he comes in one day, he beats us 150. He's doing this 150 thing, and like 3 or 4 days in a row, he's doing just fine. Remember, this is a big boss, and then he starts. So, and I say that because you would think that a guy like this would be completely confident, lots of presence on a game, and just have it all under control. So he comes in this one day and he starts betting at $300 increments. So he bets at $300 increments. Now, this is a break-in casino, so poor David, who's had some experience, ends up, you know, tapping in and dealing to this guy, because some of the other dealers, when you get to limits like that, either the dealer gets nervous or the casino gets nervous. If they have a newer dealer, they get nervous because the dealer might make a mistake and yada yada. And I have a feeling they knew that he was a boss too, so they wanted to make sure the experience was legit. Not to say I'm the better dealer, but I did have some experience, and you know, these guys don't make me nervous anymore. So he bets 300, and there's a few days in a row that he wins. He's still betting at this $300 tier, because it turns out he had worked out this absurd Martingale playing at 4 or 5 casinos. So if he get whacked at one, he goes to the other, and then I don't know. He had worked it out himself. Then he comes in one day and he's betting 450. Now, I'm at a casino with a $5,000 table limit at this time. They later lowered it, but at this time it was still $5,000. So he loses 450. He loses the 450. He goes to $1,800. Actually, he went to $1,950 was his next bet. $1,950. He loses that. He comes back the next day. So he loses that. Whew, casino bosses are excited. Yay. That was all the money that was going to be spent on that table that day. That was the win for the game. No one was ever going to bet that much. And so we can go back to, living our lives and doing that. So the next day he comes in and he's playing at the same. It was $1,950. He's playing at this $1,950 level, which for you geniuses out there is how much? $2,275. There you go. Someone had it before me. Who had it before me? Vegas cured my addiction. Yeah, well that happens a lot. All right, so it helps me cure my addiction. You know, we're trying to get you guys to come out. We're trying to get you because they haven't won enough money. Casinos are still looking for a little more. They'll get to a point where they just turn you over and they see your change jingle on the bottom. All right, so then he's betting 1950, and then he comes back and he can't. Where are you gonna go with that? Like even if you played X amount of casinos, where do you go? You have nowhere to go. A $5,000 limit, one more bet, and then you're out. Whatever this weird progression is that he had worked himself into, and thought that if you bet on all these casinos, so then he comes in and his bet is like on a $5,000 game. I don't even remember what it was, but it's like 2760 or something like this. It was a weird enough bet where my shift boss comes running down, and he's telling me because when you get to a bet like that. The shift bosses typically will have a camera in their office, and they'll click right to that view. They just want to see that action. They'll sit in their office, you know, watching what's going on. You know, many times they do it that way because they don't want to make the dealer nervous. They don't want to upset the player because, you know, it used to be before the cameras were so good, and they had cameras literally everywhere. They always had cameras, but you know, all of a sudden, if you were winning a lot of money or played a lot of money, all the bosses would just start coming over. And there'd be one boss or two bosses. I even got up to a hand at the Horseshoe one time where I had a mountain of bosses just sort of watching the game. All right, what are we doing? Emergency? Keep going? Who am I lost? And anyways, so this guy, needless to say, ends up losing this bet. And, running out of battery? Can they still see me or no? I'm out. They can hear me, but you can't see me because the battery died. All right, here we go. We back? Because I know there's a way. There is a way. There's always a way. I don't know if we're... Oh, there we go. I'm back. There's always a way. That's why I want to show you this way. So anyway, make a long story short, the guy comes back to the casino. I forget what his final bet was, but he was shaking like a leaf. Absolute flipping leaf. You should have seen the sweat pouring down his body. This is a shift boss at one of the top casinos in Las Vegas, being a complete degenerate gambler over the course of weeks, having made this system, you know, play out and shaking like a leaf. And he lost. And my understanding, and I didn't find out until probably months later, but he had lost collectively $100,000 playing these silly bets across this game. I don't know what kind of spreadsheet he worked out, but obviously didn't work out so well for him. And at some point, it ended up coming back on his face, because what ends up happening, and one of the things with gaming is, if you end up, some of the casinos are top tier casinos will actually run a credit check. They want to see that you're able to manage your money, you're not so much a degenerate gambler, because if you donk it out too many times, then maybe, you know, dealing out those $5,000 checks, one will, you know, strangely find its way walking to your purse or your wallet or whatever the case is. And we got plenty of stories of those too. But my idea is you start small. You wait for the hand. In dice, you can, you know, create that opportunity. I saw a husband and wife roll 2 6-point fire bets on the same table with no one else, back to back. 6-point fire bets back to back. For those of you who know fire bets, that means they made every point. They came out in a 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10, and they made every point, and they made some points several times. They rolled between them. They rolled over 100 numbers, and they never had more than a pass line and a fire bet. And they were excited. They won their fire bet. They made a lot of money on their fire bet. But can you imagine if someone like Mel had bet place bets? I mean, they might have had to close the buffet for a week. They couldn't afford to buy the meat. You know what I mean? I mean, these are the things. In my experience as a dealer, the whole idea is to just create. That's what scares casinos. What doesn't scare casinos, martingales typically don't scare casinos, and that's why they have limits in place. Are you? Oh, you're pressing the 5?
I'm pressing it so it doesn't.
Oh, so it doesn't pause? Okay. He's always reaching around. I don't know whether that's a good thing or not. Hi, buddy. Oh, God. But that's why casinos have limits. They have limits because they don't want you to martingale to where you just can't lose. I mean, there's a point at which you just keep going. A guy like Kerry Packer, millions of dollars, billions of dollars, whatever the case is, you let him martingale and he's just going to come in. That's why when these contract players come in, they set sort of the in and outs. You know, what your starting bet is, your final bet kind of thing. They want to know what your play range is going to be so that they can, you know, create a plan for you. Basically a plan to lose. A lot of times, you know, there's a guy who comes out to Vegas, and those of you who are place bets, he can bet $50,000 a place bet number. Can you imagine? There's a casino that takes his money. Now, ask yourself, why do they take this guy's money? They take this guy's money because he's only giving. He's only ever in the giving mood. The guy never walks with any money. And he just has so much money. I mean, apparently he just doesn't care. And that's what you find at these higher levels is that these people just literally, that's why I call them chunkers, because at some point you lose track of what it is you bet. You don't care what the units are or how much you're losing out or maximizing the gameplay. You just want to have a bet and play. And so those guys, those people literally could care less about the strategy because there's no win. Like, what are you going to win? Maybe if you get to high limit, you get to, you know, big Bach, you can bet millions upon millions of dollars and lose out on your golf course or whatever the hell else you have that you've leveraged to play this money. But that's a whole different story. The rest of us need to work some action or, you know, are not interested in playing Keno. And, hey, how many we have? So here's, by the way, just as a real quick side note before I get too involved in this next, I'm gonna show you. Have I showed them the $15 ones? Oh God, he's not keeping track, dude. What happened? What the hell was I gonna talk about? Oh my God, I lost track of my thought just like that. All right, did we do the $15 one? Who knows what the hell I just said? What did I say? This is what happens, dude. Huh? What's this one?
Just
Click it. What does that mean?
No, they can see like the two, but we're only seeing you.
Oh, they're only seeing me? Oh, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say, oh, Keno. I already lost 6 people just on that. Just a little brain fart, 6 people out the door. All right. So I know a lot of people reached out about Keno. What we want to do is hire, we're gonna have some trials, some Keno trials, and we're gonna film it. I am the shooter. Yeah. So we're gonna film it. I don't see the brick. Yeah, no, we're in the same space, just on the other side. No $15. I'm going to do the $15 run through just now. And we'll talk it out as we go. All right, so let's do the $15. But those of you who are actually interested, I need a Keno partner. Somebody who's not a hater, who wants to play a little Keno. And it's going to be filmed for YouTube. We already have a few casinos who are happy to have us. And as you know, I love playing Keno. But look at that. The minute I mention Keno, the viewers drop, dude. They're just tapped out.
0.
We got 100 likes? Did we get 100 likes?
You can see right here.
Where do I see it? Oh, almost. All right, we're giving out the white hat. 100 likes. We're giving out this white hat. Can they see? Yeah. Oh, yeah, they can see it. God, I'm just so boomered out. Susan, you're going to be my technical consultant when you come out here, okay? Dude, all I need, you got to, by the way, Susan has literally the greatest laugh. Well, besides Dennis, of course. Yeah, I know. Every time I mention Keno, we drop by like 3 people. It's just something else. All right, let's get back to this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do $15 place bets inside. Are we going to share this with anybody? Are we going to have anybody play with me? Or are we just going to work through? I'd rather just work through the systems. I think that's a bit easier than I can get. Moving to the bingo channel. He's like, the bingo channel. We'll run one of those. That'll be Lauren, dude. Bingo just bores me to tears. Okay. So we're going to go inside 5, 6, 8, and 9. We're going to bet inside. I've got that 5 designated. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to make sure my bets are off on the come out roll. And here we go. All right. All right, 6. Brilliant. So again, I never have my place bets working. I always follow the status of the puck. So if the puck's off, I'm off. If the puck's on, I'm on. It's very simple. The other great thing about these kinds of systems is not a lot to keep track of. Once you get the units under your belt, it's pretty easy to stay ahead of the game. And again, we're looking to get out with a profit. The PP pull system is to get out of profit. This is kind of a mix. We did the PP split. Don't do the PP split. And by the way, just because I do the system on internet or on YouTube, you know, some of it's for the algorithm. You know, I don't play all these systems. Triple Lux is my go-to system and double tap. But this PP pull, this is quite literally the best system. When we did the one was the best system for like everybody that likes to hedge. I know it's become a popular system, but again, you know, a lot of it's about timing and understanding the hedge to cover your bets. So those of you who have to have a hedge, need a little safety blanket every time you're playing Keno or craps, there's that opportunity. Okay, so again, we're $66 inside. Basically, if the 5 or 9 hits, we're just going to press it completely. We don't have to add any money. We're going to go straight to $36. And then you ask, well, why 36? Why do we add the extra dollar? Because we don't care. We lose out on 40 cents, but no one cares. At that $36, it makes it so easy for the dealer. And if you have dealers giving you back that dollar, now there's some jurisdictions where they have to give you back the dollar. You can't play odd units. They have to make the odds right, which is not the worst thing because it's advantageous to the player. The reason why I leave the 36 is that way I can get paid exactly 50. And if I'm a lazy ass dealer, that's an easier bet to pick. I just got 2 green checks. So the dealers that are saying, hey, here's your dollar that's better for you, they're just making more work for themselves. The rest of us were happy just to get, you know, $50. All right. So if the 6 or 8 hits, that's where we need to throw in $3, and we're going to go up to $42 on the 1. So 18 plus 21 plus 3, 24 plus 18. Okay, $42. All right. Here we go. Ready? We're off. Bam. Now this is a random RNG. Ah, crap. There we go. So, yeah. Huh, buddy? New record? I still got my bankroll, but you see how well, even with all the, well, I'm talking a little bit. All right, so here, bet the inside 3 times, and you notice how it does it perfectly. So we have all the units exactly as they're supposed to be, 5s and 6s. All right, and we're going to leave everything off, place bets off, and here we go. We're going to roll again. All right, hopefully I can show you. This is why I don't turn my bets on, because I'm going to roll 7s on the come outs. There's a lot of people addicted to the pass line. Addicted. It's literally an event. Up. And then you'll be like, look, you missed out. All these big winners. Yeah, no one cares, because 7-Elevens on the pass line don't pay the bills. They pay casino bills. They pay casino bills, just not your bills. All right, here we go. 9. Perfect. All right, so we're on the point of 9. We need any inside number. Our investment here is $66, and again, $500 is probably a good way to go. But let's get the rolls down. Please, for the love of God. Oh, perfect. Okay, so here we go. It pays 35, and we're gonna press the 35 because this system is easy. All right, so press the 35. All right, here we go. Coming out. And you notice I don't bet anything else. I get asked about the hard ways. I do bet hard ways at $1 each. I'll sometimes split them up with the dealers. So I might have $8 in action. As I scale up, by the way, I'll add to that. And when it comes to dealers, I will bet dealers on the pass line. I'm not afraid to bet them on the pass line. If I find that every time I bet them on the pass line, it's 7 out, then I'm not betting them on the pass line. So I get a little superstitious about that. But I do try to keep the dealers in action. Every time I can get ahead a little bit and throw them a couple dollars at the very least. Once I get ahead in significant units, then I'm putting them up for 5s, maybe even 25s if I really score. But okay, so here we're at 15-18. I really need to hit this 9 is the goal. But any 2 and done. 3 craps, don't care. I'm never chasing horns. I'm not chasing C&Es. I'm not grinding out any of those bets take away from my opportunity to win. I want to be able to manage my bankroll all the time. I know exactly what my investment is. This is the takeaway. If the person starts rolling 4s and 10s over and over and over again, I'm getting a little depressed. Okay, there we go. 6. So 6 is a call. I'm winning 21. 21 plus 18 is 39. I'm going to add 3 and press to 42. All right. So now I have a 6 and 9 pressed all the way. Power pressed because it's the only way to get out. It's the only way. Fantastic. Love it when a plan comes together. Okay. Nope. I'm going to same bet this. Now I'm taking the 42 down. I'm moving. I'm going to shuffle my 5 over because I'm never a big believer in, and I'm going to make the bet correct. This is the shuffle part of it. So it's PP pull and shuffle. So power press pull is the PP part. For those of you who are not completely innuendoized. That's a new word. Innuendoized, dude. Okay. Just stay tuned. All right. So now here's what our options are. 1, we get a 6 or an 8. If we get a 6 or an 8, we're going to get $21. And then we can take that money with the 9 and add, ideally we want to get to $45 to fill in the 9, 10, or $60 to fill in the 9, 10, 5, and 4. All right? Which we'll only need a few extra dollars to do that with. Or or we're gonna hit that 9, and then we're gonna get paid $49, and then we'll be all of our units. We can go to the 4th. We can go to the next post. In fact, I think there's enough to go to the 5th unit, 160 across. Okay, so yeah, 40, 70, 80, 90. All right, well here, rolling it up. No one cares unless you're playing the Iron Cross. You're trying to get paid on every roll. But again, anything you put in the field takes away from whatever you're winning on place bets. All right, 8. All right. So here we're at. We're at bankrolls at 1530. We're just gonna same bet it. But now that we hit that, we're gonna take down this. We're gonna take down everything, and all we want to do is go back. Now we want to go everything across. So I'm gonna hit that nickel. I'm gonna bet across. Across. Look at that. So I'm close. And now I have everything bet, or everything invested. Now I'm at 3 units across on all the numbers, and now power press collect. So 35. I'm gonna press to 35. Then I'm gonna roll again. I mean, that's it. That's a $15 unit. 6, the same thing. And if you're asking me or thinking maybe I should come down, no, I don't need to come down. That's the mentality of it. I'm disconnected now. I won my money. I put some money in the rack. All this money is the casino's money. I'm playing on the casino's money. And now, like everything else I'm just waiting for the shooter. If this is a shooter, I'm gonna make a ton of money because I'm gonna power press collect my way right up to the table limit. That's the goal. I think I still see this. We got 100. I think we got 147. Holy crap. We might have to give away 2 hats here in a minute. We got 2 hats. If we get 3 more, we'll just give away 2 hats. We'll do it all at once. We'll optimize the feed. So look at that. It's only 6:30, buddy. It feels like just a minute. Yeah, I know. A lot of iron across. Did he get his hat? Brad Shue, didn't you win a hat? Did he win a hat? Isn't this the guy?
I'd have to check the last one.
All right, if we owe you a hat, you got to make sure to email us again. Be honest, this week has been extraordinarily busy. So, yeah, if you lay the 4 and 10, that's true. Don't lay the 4 and 10. If you ever see Dennis show up at the casino, just bet the 4 and 10, hit them and take them down and done. Just lock it up. He rolls 4s and 10s like they're going out of business. Just not the inside numbers that I need him to roll on a normal day. All right, anyways, here we go. So, we gotta have to do the crapless. We're gonna have to do a crapless version. The problem with crapless, in my estimation, to be honest with you, and the reason why I avoid it like a lot is I feel like there's way too much money that you have to invest on the table in a roll. I get it. Like it seems like more of a long shot. It is more of a long shot game, for the most part. And I know a lot of people enjoy playing it. They enjoy betting the extremes. And as far as that goes, I've played it. I enjoy playing it. I bet the extreme outside. I hit a point of 2 the other day, so that was kind of fun. But for the most part, it's just too much money to invest. It's hard for me to manage my bankroll as effectively as if I'm on I only have 6 numbers to manage. So that's really the key for me. Okay. Oh, really? You missed a couple super chats? No, I'm going back. We got 2 new members. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you, Bryson Arnold. Welcome as CEG students. We have another class going up tomorrow. We had a Patreon reach out and talk to us about the placement and presence on a game, so we're adding that. It's got to be edited. And then, Todd, thank you so much. Love the stories. Always amazing. Yeah, what are you doing over here? You passed out? He's getting a little sleepy. He plans on stopping by the mall. Thank you very much. And then Rhyme Time. I think we already said acknowledge that one. But thank you so much for the heads up. All right, we need some hats. We're going to send out some hats. So let's do opportunity. Yep, opportunity. And just hashtag the hell out of that. We're going to pick 2 winners for 2 hats. And then we'll have 3 hats that need to be mailed. All right, get me 2 more hats, will you? Or get me 1 more hat.
I mean, they just need to see this.
They just need to see this one? Well, they might not believe we have the other hat. And we're good? All right. Well, we have 3 of these hats. Dennis is too lazy to get me the other 2 hats. But if you guys can spam opportunity, we are going to give away these flippin' hats. And they're fantastic hats. There it is. Some of us don't know how to exactly... Well, no, that looks like... Wow, you guys are all spelling it correctly.
Copy and pasting.
Oh, they're copy-pasting. That makes more sense, yeah. Because most of us just don't. Look at that. Wow, that's fantastic. By the way, I know a lot of these names. I know Alex would know, like, most of you guys. But it's really great to see you guys plug in. It's been just this fantastic run. Okay. All right, so how long do I give them? To give them a little bit, let it keep going. All right, because it's got to be Snapper. How you doing, buddy? We love ourselves some Snapper with butter Snapper. Snapper, you coming out here, buddy? Don't answer yet, because I won't see it. Don't answer. Wait. I think I saw it. I think most everybody. All right, let's do it now. Ready? Tell me when to stop. I can't look. I got to do it organically.
You gotta tell me that.
I got to do what? All right, stop. Okay. 3.
1, 2, 3.
All right, here we go. Ready? BSLEMNAN. Bisselman. There you go, buddy. You win 1 hat. And who do they contact? And if you haven't gotten your hat, or you're not planning on being here like tomorrow, we got to put this in the mail. Well, I'll make sure that Nick gets it in the mail. You just got to email who? This email? He's putting it in there. Hold on a second. Oh, good. You are the winner of the hat number 1. Yeah, I think I remember his name winning the other hat. We need to send him his flippin' hat. Okay, it should read My Casino Quest. Right now it reads it does read My Casino Quest. Yep, admin at mycasinoquest.com. Email that one. Don't forget, by the way, if you're planning on being out here August 17th to the 21st, Westgate rooms, cheap. And we're having all those events starting Wednesday through Sunday. But Friday, Saturday, those are the big days. We're going to do a tacky gambler. It logged you out?
No, we're still live.
Oh, we're still? All right, we got to give another one out. Ready? Here, whack it. All right, stop. How do you lose people giving away a hat? You lose people giving away a hat? We lost a bunch of people giving away a hat, dude. Makes no sense.
Pick a number.
All right, right number? Oh, God. Let me pick number 25. Are there 25 up there? I saw the first 10, so that's the thing. It's a lot of counting, buddy. Psst. Justin Hogue, you win the other white hat. All right, so Dennis is going to contact you with the email. Make sure to email us with your address so we can send you the hat. That's it. Simple. And you are the winner. Oh, look at that. So it's weird. This is the first time I've been behind the scenes seeing how it's all put together. That's kind of cool. Like it. Normally I just sit around and talk, dude. That's like my job here. My yup. All right. So there you go. That's it. That's all the hats we got. We got a bunch more hats. Alex Gibb ruined my life. That's disappointing. I'm sure you're not the. Oof! Wow, that's a few. Oh my God, that's the hashtag he's using. He's copy and paste. All right, when you guys get done with that, I'm here, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions you might have about dice, craps. I don't know. I might be able to pull a story out of my ass, and then we can go. Game recognizes game. Yeah, I believe that. All right, thank you, Mr. B. Wow, August. Oh, okay, fantastic. Oh, the Showboat Trivia. Okay, you'll collect it in person? Okay, thank you, sir. Oh, yeah, the Showboat Trivia was a good one. Yeah. That was easy. That was just too easy. And by the way, the Showboat had one of the first, if not the first, seafood buffet. A lot of people refer to the Rio for that. But it used to be at the Showboat. You would go in if you played enough at one of the slot. At one of the they had these little what do they call slot carousels? They give you a coupon, and then you could get the coupon, and then you would get a line pass to get to the seafood buffet. It was just crab. The first real seafood buffet was the Rio, well, without any doubt. Oh no, you didn't offend me. I've got 6. How many grandkids have I got? I got 5 grandkids. I'm happy either way. I really don't take that stuff personally. It doesn't bother me at all. I love that I'm healthy and I'm able to still deal, and I'm on YouTube. So I'm on the YouTube with my genius hat that a fan got us. That Ronnie actually got me this hat. Remember that? Ronnie got us 2 hats. One of our employees, Taylor, got me oof hat. Before he was even, so we've hired a number of fans, actually. Nick was a fan, started as a fan. Taylor started as a fan. Ronnie started as a fan, right? So we've hired a number of people that originally started as fans, have come down to the school, obviously got to know the games, and we've put together work. Oh, look at that. Keno. Oh, God, I've got such great Keno stories, dude. Great Keno. Thank you, LVD Gen, again. See you guys. See you next month. Thank you so much. Yeah, the Palms Buffet now does, I'm guessing, huh? But that was never a thing. In fact, before they were bought over, the Palms Buffet, even when they redid it, was not the biggest win for me. I always thought it was a bit overrated or underinvested. They used to pull the chairs together whenever you got. It was just weird. The whole place looked so confusing. They didn't really have enough space to build that out. I'm sure I haven't even been in there since Sam Manuel bought it. We've had a lobster opportunity. We've had a few people tell us good things. Sadly, the dealers, it didn't, outside of the first couple days, it's a little bit lackluster when it comes to actual gameplay, but that's to be expected. No, the Palms has been sort of out of play for a while. As much as San Manuel is a great employer, they're not, people aren't as familiar with them unless you're coming from California. But I would love to do a lobster buffet. You know what? Actually, Dennis is allergic to shellfish, so he might actually die. So that would probably not be a D&D episode unless it included a run to the hospital. So we could do a hospital tour. D&D hospital tour starting with a little lobster buffet. Huh, buddy? As you go into anaphylactic shock. You know what I mean? Over and over and over again. But without a doubt, the Rio used to have a fantastic seafood buffet. There's a few places here in town. I'm not big at, Alex can really feed you. Alex can really tune you into all the great seafood. He loves seafood. So there's a few buffets that haven't come back. You know, Rampart Buffet is a great buffet. They have crabs. I'm not sure what day they have crab, but they have crab legs. So that buffet is back. But a lot of the real good ones, of course. Bacchanal Buffet is back. Thank you to Mr. Allen Toy. We love that. Wait for the next. That's a great buffet. The very first time we went back to the buffet, it was a bit oofy. They definitely had some things, but they've worked out the kinks. That place is absolutely fantastic. It's not cheap. Try to come with a coupon. If you play some of the roulette systems and you get comps, then that's really the way to go there. But there it is. All right. What do we got? Who offers exclusive?
No, this.
Oh, yes. When is the time that Della Dealer to regress my bet or bring it down after it? Dude, absolutely wait until the end. But I do understand sometimes if the game is moving quickly, you want to do it in your turn. You want to make them aware that that's what you want to do. I will tell you this. If you're playing any kind of complex system, any kind of system where there's a lot of regression or pushing place bets inside, this kind of thing, sometimes it can be awkward. If you're at a place that's like a break-in house, because these dealers are already overwhelmed, and if you're giving them a lot to think about, I'm sure you've been at places where the dealers weren't very good, and they were, you bring them something that they're unfamiliar with, whatever the case is. I mean, it's amazing because even me and Mel played one time together, and he was communicating to a dealer who supposedly was this 5-year craps dealer, which absolute BS, because any 5-year craps dealer could handle. And Mel had to walk down the bench for him because the guy just was not getting, what Mel wanted to do. And one of them was the regression at one point. And, it can be very frustrating. So I will tell you this, if the game is moving quickly, it's a newer dealer, make sure you mention that you want to regress, but you can also let them off the hook a little bit and say, listen, you can get back to me. Because what I'll do many times, and this, I just put out a video, we just filmed a video right before I came here on exactly these types of things. So let's say you're the second person, you're stick 2, right? You're the first person by stick is number 1, and then you're the next person over, you're number 2, okay? So if you're number 2 and instead of same betting or pressing or doing something that the dealer can understand easily, you have some kind of regression, 2-unit regression, 3-unit press, whatever the case is, let them know that, you're going to want to do something that's on that. You can even tell them what it is you're planning to do, and then let them come back to you. I will actually come back to you, and then we'll work it out. I'll get all the easy stuff out of the way, so that way I can free up my time. No one has to wait, this type of thing. But make sure you get heard and understood. And especially if you're at a newer casino, you might want to talk to the box person. So if there's a box person watching that game, you may want to let them know that, you want to make this bet. Otherwise, it could just, you get rolled out and you get rolled under kind of thing. So that happens a lot, especially with dealers that are new and are quickly overwhelmed. I know I missed the Rio Seafood. When I worked there, it was so fantastic. Whenever they had anything extra, they would bring it down to the break room. So it was literally the best EDR, employee dining room food on the planet. So some of those restaurants they had, there was a really, really cool Italian restaurant, and they were famous for their meatballs. And at the end of the night, they'd always have a whole bunch of extra meatballs. And they would bring them all down. It was just lit with pasta. It was fantastic. Of course, the Rio, how far we have fallen at the Rio. Holy crap. All right, so the email is admin@mycasinoquest.com. Admin@mycasinoquest.com. Okay, so ADMIN at mycasinoquest.com, and there it is. Okay. Am I rolling dice? Am I going to roll some dice? No, we're about to head out. Actually, this is going to be the end. We've had a really, really tough week, but we do have some pretty good news. So we're developing some gameplay sponsors. We're working with some casinos, and we're trying to build out Casino Quest. And we may have some opportunity. The plans haven't been finalized, but what we'd like to do is we're going to bring an easier version of this to the floor of some other malls. So you'll have tables that you can play and practice on. And we also have Pit Boss John, myself and Pit Boss John, who owns a 21 Fun company in California and does casino fun night parties all over the country. We are creating an affiliate opportunity, or if you're interested in being a 21 Fun company, you will be able to. We have a Wednesday, August 17th. You'll be able to meet with us and for free. And we're going to give you all the information you would need to roll out your own company. And I will tell you this. What happened? What happened? Please tell my wife we need to attend. Oh, she is watching. Yes. So here's the thing. I'll give you the quick skinny. We're not doing this to make a lot of money. In fact, we don't expect to make hardly any money. The idea is that 5 years ago I was bent over a crap table, working craps. I've been a craps dealer, and I've had a very, I would say, I've obviously been a dealer here in Vegas a long time. I've come across celebrities. I have a bit of stories. I started out pretty responsible. For the most part, I've had a pretty average life. And then all of a sudden, we had an idea, and we evolved the idea. I've always had the idea. I always knew that even as much as I train people to learn craps, I always knew that the tables are very intimidating. That when you walk into a casino, it could be a real kind of nerve-wracking, especially if you're new. You look down at a crap table, there's a lot going on, there's bosses there, people in suits. And so I always had this idea that something like this, what we're doing here at Casino Quest, would work, but everybody told us we were crazy because in the casinos, they have the lessons. We even had a guy across the street from us, a high-level supervisor, say, oh my God, you guys, it's going to be a bust. We have practice table. Why would someone want to play at Casino Quest when they could learn for free? Because you can't really learn. The casino's not teaching you anything that they don't want you to know. That's number one. Number two is we're able to teach you like the etiquette, the personality. We can teach you on a deeper level, and you can feel comfortable while you're here. And yes, we have dealers that we start all our dealers at $15 an hour, so it's a working wage here in Vegas. We also have, they also make some tips. We share some of the store bonuses kind of thing. So, get over the $20 or $25 an hour you have to pay. I'm sorry to put it that way, but we do have some people who are like, But it works because people want to play. They want to enjoy the game. And here, you don't have to gamble. There's nothing at risk. You're not emotionally attached. You can just sit back, enjoy, and learn the game. Now, the other thing is what I was touching on before is myself and Pit Boss John, we realize there's a lot of people out there that love the gaming business. They have their own crap table inside their mobile. There's a guy on YouTube who has a single-wide mobile home with a crap table parked right in the middle of that bad boy. That is a fan of craps, I should say. And I know there's a lot of people who really love gaming. They love this business, and I will tell you that these fun night companies do very, very well. You can make anywhere from $300 to $600 to $1,000 a night, depending upon the number, to even more. I mean, John has built this into a six-figure business or higher. He's one of the most successful fun night companies. He went from, just having a table or two and doing some small parties to now he's evolved into this multi-state business, generating some fabulous income. And I know for a lot of people, if you're an entrepreneur, have an idea, you want to play something out, it's such an easy thing. You just need one table. The tables aren't all that expensive. You hang out a sign, and I'm in it with you. I want to see you succeed. I want everybody who's with it. I either want you to be a dealer, because there's so much opportunity right now to be a dealer, or if you want a fun night company. And when I say fun night, we get contacted all the time. We had VH1 here. We have had we have 2 weddings that we're planning for, a dominoes tournament. I mean, it's fantastic because it makes sense. These types of games, they provide so much engagement, so much. A blackjack table. How many times have you walked up to a blackjack table and the person sitting next to you, you get to know them. It's the most social thing you can do. Corporations know this. It's great for team building. It's great for date nights and social nights. But let's say instead of doing events like that, you're someone who just wants to teach the game like me. You want to teach people how to play blackjack, how to play craps. And what if you had a portable crap table, or a portable, but you can come right to their house? We have entire businesses here in Vegas, believe it or not, that do these consulting things where they teach. Now, some of them, not so much the big fan, because I don't like when people teach hocus pocus. I want people to learn, okay, this is opportunity, but there's also not opportunity. There's takeaways to this game as well, just as long as you view it as entertainment. But it really is a fantastic business. The only thing that's been lacking is support. Kind of the how-tos, someone in gaming that can get you through and help you understand, what's in play. And you know what? That's us. We've been doing this a very long time. We've been doing all the ins and outs. The success of Casino Quest now is growing. We're looking to add 2 more locations in the middle or the beginning of 2023. And so anybody else that's out there, if you want to be part of this, I'm happy to hear from you. We're going to have a form. We actually have this sort of funnel thing built in. And we're, at least if you got an hour, we're going to tell you what's in play and what kind of investment you have to have. For less than $1,000, basically, you get started. It's all money that you're going to spend on tables. If anything, our win is brand identity, is having a lot of these fun night companies out there feeding people into us, maybe, or we're feeding them into you, and we're just having fun building a business and generating revenue together. That's really the goal. And so anyways, that's the end of that. All right, so we got Brad, welcome. Brandon, welcome. All right, and here, let me read through some of this and see if I missed something. Okay, love the seafood, awesome train, thank you so much. Yep, thank you so much. Alex's birthday will be a lot of fun. We're gonna really have a lot of fun. We're gonna have the tacky gambler thing. I think everyone's really gonna enjoy it. I've been bent over a crash table on the other side. This is well, one side's better. All right. Methods of casino are great for newbies. Yep. Experience. So we cater the experience to you. So it's not always, if you're looking to learn from scratch, that's a thing. If you're an experienced player, we're also here. We can help evolve strategies. A lot of you, when you come and see me, it's knowing the unit, it's being able to run the game, it's knowing what you're placing on the table, understanding the mentality of the game, and then we've had a few families here just for the stories. I had some guy with his family just like, listen, David, shut the hell up and tell me the stories. We're only here for the stories. Yeah, so the fun nights are available everywhere. That's the greatest thing. You don't even have to be a casino. There's no light. So even us. So we had to tread very carefully because we have a school. So for those of you new to our channel, we also own a trade school here in Las Vegas. CEG Dealer School, that's the trade school. Casino Quest is where I'm at. That's on the Strip at Fashion Show. But we have relationships with a lot of the casinos, and many people thought we were gonna, that this was gonna go south with some of but it didn't. Casinos are happy to have you guys know how to play. No one's fiddling with the games. They're happy for you guys to know how to play. They're happy for the more people that understand or feel comfortable about a craps table, the more people are going to play craps. And that's really what's happened. I mean, the YouTube has exploded. Craps on its own, just craps, classic old school craps. I've had bosses telling me forever how craps is the dying game. Not anymore. They're all asking me for dice dealers. Literally everyone. I have 8 different sign-up boards on my desk at CEG Dealer School for new dealers, or casinos looking for new dealers. And now they're up in the game. Now they're offering recruitment bonuses, retention bonuses, free training, all sorts of full-time benefits. All right. Gambling. Wait, there was a CQ. I know. God, I wish there was a secret. As always, emotionally detached. Yeah, we are hiring. We are looking for, so Casino Quest specifically, if you know dice and you're friendly and you can work out these strategies, you know, it's kind of our way or the highway type of thing. I hate to say it that way, but I know that there are some people who wanna plug in their own thing, but we kind of you know, we have our thing. You know, we want to work. We want people to learn about etiquette. We want some gameplay. You know, basic dynamics. You know, we want people to understand there's no secret sauce. The secret sauce is really just having a greater understanding of the game, creating opportunity, those kinds of things. Oh, by the way, there's a big Ethereum thing. How do I get rid of this? Remove? Is that one? Oh, fantastic. All right. Well, in case you wanted, yeah. Yeah, you got to get working on the tacky outfits. I can't wait. We're gonna have a fantastic grand prize. We haven't figured out what it'll be, but there'll be one on Friday and then a big one at the casino. So get ready. Listen, I mean, it's a no-brainer to wear it here to Casino Quest. That's easy, but wear it on an open gaming floor. Get ready, tacky outfits, and then we're going. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Welcome again to those people who become students or sponsors of the channel. We thank you for that. And we really look forward to seeing you guys. If you haven't already, go to the RSVP, the birthday bash. There's a big button there. CasinoQuest.biz, birthday bash. And there's all the details on how to get your room booked. $57 rate, $57 weekday rate, $73 weekend rate, I believe, give or take a couple cents. No resort fee, free parking, easy peasy. And we're going to have like 4 or 5 days of festivities. So we really look forward to experiencing that with you guys. It's going to be our biggest event yet. I know the limit says 200, but we're probably going to increase it to 500. We're looking to make a fantastic event out of this. The pizza party, only 150 people. So the first 150 people that are going to the pizza party, you got to get your thing in now. That's going to be limited. But apart from that, it should be really, really fantastic. And DJ Spam, aloha to you, sir. And thank you so much and all that crew. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm off to bed. Bye, guys. Dennis and David saying goodbye. I thought it was Alex. I just hit this button right here. Okay, ending the stream. See you. Bye.
Are you going to hit it?
I got to hit it?
Hit it. Then hit this one.
Oh.